We're back here at the NRA National Firearms Museum. I'm with Phil Schreier. This is Curator's Corner. Phil has, well, you don't have to bust into the vault, but Phil has gone into the vault and pulled out some treasures from there, and boy, oh boy, this is a good one. As soon as I asked about what the next firearm was, Phil lit up. So Phil, what do you got there? Apparently this is a good one.
This is one of my personal favorites. It's called the Colt Commando. Mm-hmm. It's part of that 38 special line of little Colts that I like, the Banker Special, the Detective Special, the Cobra and the Agent. This is the Commando, and it's got a special significance. It was made during the Second World War. It's pretty much just like the other pre-war Colt official police, 38 caliber revolvers that were in competition with the very venerable Smith & Wesson military and police Model 10, and but this was expedited for war manufacture. It's a Parkerized finish instead of blue,
right? And
it has very unique brown plastic Colt grips, not the standard wooden grips that you would normally encounter, or the standard black Colt grips that were also popular on the police of 38s at the time.
And I assume that those features were just to make it more durable, more rugged.
Not only that, but also to get it out there faster and cheaper.
Or more expeditious. Absolutely.
And it was available in 2-inch, 4-inch, which is this, and 6-inch barreled versions. Of course, the 2 and the 6, very rare, very hard to get. Makes it a great collector's item. If you're a military handgun collector, or military collector at all, you're going to want a Colt Commando as a part of your collection. Now, these didn't go overseas and see service in the European or Pacific theaters of the war, at least as far as I know. They were mostly manufactured for defense plant, police, security, things of that nature.
Right.
Here in the United
stateside
States.
sort of MP stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other guns, went overseas first.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And the name kind of bespeaks the whole kind of military part of it, the Commando.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great, what a great name.
Exactly.
So when we're talking about 38, and you talk about the great history of 38, and leading into later, you have the other firearms, revolvers that were chambered, different things. When did they start getting into all the 38? My brother, being both brothers law enforcement, had the 38, then you had the Plus P and the Plus P Plus, the overpressured kind of 38s. They try to get greater performance out of them. What will that thing handle there?
This handles the standard 38 special.
Right.
Just like the Model 10 frame Smith & Wesson. This isn't, for that high-powered Magnum wannabes.
Right.
The Plus Ps and the
So that would have been late. That would have been later on.
Right. That's the 70s, 80s type of development, 90s.
As we sort of evolved to the 357, then of course the old Dirty Harry special.
Yeah. In fact, the 357 predates this because it came out before the war, mid-1930s. But certainly that would have taken its toll on a gun of this size.
So if you see a firearm like this, don't be thrown off about the fact, if you're for the more novice collector, that you have the plastic grips versus the wood, and the finish. That's the way it was meant to be.
That's the way it was meant to be. When I do my what we call pan and scan at the gun shows, where I'm walking down the aisle real fast, just going like this at every table, I see these brown grips sticking out, and I do a double take and come to a complete halt. Same with the the little round butt detective specials and things of that nature. This is one of the things I stop for.
So folks, if you can only engage that brain when you go out to collect, that right there would be a valuable commodity. If you can only tap into that somehow and just download your brain somehow. That's maybe the next segment perhaps, but in this segment, how can folks come see wonderful firearms such as this and all the other treasures here at the museum?
Well, we actually have another Commando on exhibit at the National Firearms Museum in Fairfax, Virginia. We're right off Interstate 66 at the intersection of Route 50. We're open 7 days a week, free admission, free parking, 9:30 to 5. We can go on the internet if you can't get us off the interstate, and that's 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, I understand.
Perfect.
At NRAmuseums.com. And if you're in Springfield, Missouri, stop by and visit the NRA Sporting Arms Museum at Bass Pro Shop's flagship store right off of South Campbell Street. Again, 7 days a week.
Awesome. And the audience here for Curator's Corner, NRA News Cam and Company on Sportsman Channel, unlike that of some certain political types that I think are smart enough to figure out how to use the internet, they can find that website. What do you think?
I hope they're able to manage it. NRAmuseums.com.
There you go. Perfect. Thank you, Phil. We'll be back with more of these treasures from the vault. Phil has wandered down here. I'm looking over them right now. I can't wait to get in the next segment. So we're going to break now. We'll be back next week with another segment of the Curator's Corner.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, Phil.